Good evening, NFW Nation, and welcome to another episode of The Love Shack. I'm your host, Big Al, the Doctor of Love.
And I'm your co-host, Charmin Charles. Good evening, Albert.
And also, we got another host with us, another NFW Nation member, and also the one we call our secret weapon in the NFW Love Shack's picnic and reception, Mr. Mike Rohlman. Mike, thank you very much for being here.
You're welcome, Al. Hey, Charles.
Hey, Mike, glad you showed up tonight, buddy.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's not for him to be here. I mean, it's not for us to have him here. Unfortunately, Johnny Richards isn't here yet, but hopefully he'll be coming in. We're going to go ahead and start it, and he can join in with us once he gets here. I know that'll make your day, Charles. But,
that's just everything I wanted for the day.
We're going to talk about Revolution Rules Saturday, August 11th, here in Evansville, Indiana, at the Metro Sports Center, 5820 Metro Drive. But also, Charles, I think we're going to want to talk to Mike for a little bit also before we go over the card. Got a lot of great matches, a lot of stars coming in. So I'll tell you what, Charles, if you want to go ahead and start off with what you want to say to Mike, go ahead, my friend, and we're all ears.
All righty. Well, first of all, Mike, thanks for being on our show tonight. We appreciate you.
It's a real pleasure to be here, Charles.
Yes, sir. And all right, now, Mike, I'm going to get to serious business here. Is it safe to say that you're just an old hippie as well as myself?
Oh, yeah. I grew up in that time.
Yeah, we share a few things. The Beatles, Gibson guitars, and just good all-around fun wrestling. That's what I like. One of the things that draw me, Mike, to asking you to be a guest is, like I said, you're probably I'm just going to find out, ask you, how old are you, Mike? I just turned 60.
I'm 55. I'll be 56 in November.
So we're pretty close together in age. You remember seeing the guys that I remember seeing, and I want to touch on that. I'm going to name you a couple wrestlers, and you expand on them for me if you would. You mind doing that?
Sure, if I can remember that far.
All right. Dr. Ken Ramey and the interns.
Oh, man. The interns were probably the first ones that I remember watching, probably around 1970. And those guys, man, they were hated. And they came out in white tights, white masks. And of course, their manager was Dr. Ken Ramey. And, I mean, they were just the ultimate villain tag team.
Yeah, they had so much heat up here in Louisville, they literally had to get to Louisville and the police department to get them out of the building one night.
I believe it.
Now, I'm going to throw a babyface tag team. If you remember the interns, you got to remember these guys. Bearcat Brown and Lynn Rossi.
Yeah, I do. I was looking on YouTube last night. I couldn't find Bearcat Brown. I did find Jackie Fargo, a couple old matches, but yeah, I remember both of those guys.
You know, that was the first integrated tag team?
I didn't know that. But Bearcat was a fan favorite.
Oh yeah, people loved him, man. He was a very kind gentleman too, and like I said, he and Lynn were the first tag team. First time ever Afro-American and white guy teaming up.
Wow, that's.
And they took that thing all across the country, made a lot of money with that.
Yeah.
That was a great babyface tag team. Okay, tell us some of the best matches that, we're going back to that time period. Tell me some of the best matches that stand out in your mind. I guess you were seeing all your wrestling at the Coliseum, right?
Yeah, I grew up, I watched a lot of the Memphis wrestling. I remember a lot of the matches between Jerry Jarrett and Tojo Yamamoto. They were tag teamed, and then they split up, and they were rivals. And I remember guys like Al and Don Green.
Oh yeah, one of my favorites right there.
But I remember the ones I remember a lot, besides the intern, was when Jim White and Jerry Lawler teamed up, and they had a big run with, Sam Bass for a long time.
Sam Bass was one ornery cuss.
Yeah.
Hey, Charles.
Yes, sir.
I hate to interrupt real quick, but I just received a text from Johnny Richards, and I was wanting to know if I go ahead and read what he had text to us about the Love Shack.
Oh, gosh.
I know, I'm sorry.
Maybe he's stuck in traffic.
Yeah, I know. But the text says, to an NFWI couple, I know this will hurt your feelings, but I will not be able to make my love shack tonight. Lordy, Lordy, Lordy. Don't cry, I'll be back soon. I am currently out of the country on a luxury cruise, Lord. I know the love shack won't be as good, so I won't be there, but do the best you can. Oh, Lordy. I know the NFW Nation will be disappointed, but that's life. And to my children of the revolution, take care and see y'all soon, Johnny Richards. Oh, what do you think, Charles? Hey, Charles.
Oh, yeah, man, I went to sleep. Well, I'm sorry about that.
I know. But I think one reason why a luxury cruise, I don't know, but he ain't gonna be here, and that's the reason why. So
well, I'm happy he's not gonna be here.
But okay, if you want to go ahead and continue, Charles, I'm sorry to interrupt, but I just want to go ahead and announce that real quick.
Oh yeah, that was worthwhile right there, just knowing he's not coming. Okay, Mike. So how long have you been watching wrestling altogether?
God, probably. Well, like I said, sometime around 1970, I started watching. So you're talking around 40-something years.
Well, that's been a while. I want to ask you something. You grew up in Evansville, right?
Yeah, I've lived here all but 4 years of my life. I moved to Midland, Texas around 84. I lived there for 4 years and then came back home in 88.
Okay, I'm having a hard time hearing you there every now and then. It's going in and out on me. What I was getting at, I grew up in Louisville, Kentucky, which is not real far from you guys in Evansville. We not only got the Nick Goulas wrestling down here in Nashville, but we also got Dick the Bruiser coming out of Indianapolis. Were you guys fortunate enough to get to see any of that wrestling?
I don't remember seeing any of that. We mostly got the Memphis wrestling, and then when I moved to Texas, I got to watch the World Class Championship wrestling down there. And,
yeah, that was good stuff back in the day. Yeah. Well, Mike, I tell you what, I'm having a real hard time hearing you. I'm going to turn it back over to Albert. I'm sorry about that, but you're going out in and out on me. But thanks for being on the show, and thanks for sharing your experiences with us in wrestling. And Al, take it away.
Okay, yeah, Charles, like I said, well, we got Mike here. We're going to get his comments also on Revolution Rules, August 11th here at the Metro Sports Center, 5820 Metro Drive here at Evansville, Indiana. We done talked about the NFW World Champion Lumberjack match, Flash Flanagan versus Mr. Wrestling Nick Dinsmore. That's going to be something else. We got the dog collar match, leader of the Rich Revolution, and one half the NFW Tag Team Champions, Johnny Richards, versus the Magic Nick Iggy. That's going to be one heck of a fight. Nick Iggy has got Richards' number, I believe. And then we got the women's title match, which is going to be a street fight. You know, one half of the NFW Tag Team Champions, the Latin Beast, Alita Ortiz, is challenging the women's champion, Epiphany, like I said, in a street fight. So that's going to be tough. So, Charles, we got some new matches coming in. And wait to hear this. And here's the match also, and it's great. It's a no count-out match. One half of the Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton, and the Iron Man, Rob Conway, will take on Rich Revolution's Gator McAllister and Dyron Flynn. What do you think about that one, Charles?
Well, I'll tell you what, I've been talking to Ricky here for the last couple of weeks, and he's ready to come, and he's ready. I'll tell you what, Johnny Richards wants to stick his little nose into something. He's liable to get something that night. So he don't want to come out there messing with the Iron Man and the old Punky Man. I mean, because I'm telling you what, the Punkster's ready to go, the Iron Man's ready to go.
That's right.
And if Rich come out there to do that night, sticking his nose in, he's liable to get his nose flat. Now, I want to ask you something, Albert. I want to go back to that Flash Flanagan Nick Dinsmore match, right?
Okay, go ahead.
You told me that's going to be a lumberjack match?
Yes, the Rich Revolution Lumberjack World Title match, where the Lumberjacks are going to be members of the Rich Revolution.
Well, that's about a one-sided event, isn't it?
Yeah, it seems like it, but you know, you got to go out of the ring before you get, before they can get you. Now, I'll tell you what, Flash, he doesn't run from nobody.
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't like how the odds are stacked against Flash, but like you said, Flash is one tough customer.
Yeah, he is.
One tough customer he is. So, you know, I don't know what happened to Nick. I know money talks, but that's ridiculous.
Something else.
That's just flat out ridiculous.
Yeah. But like I said, Flash is tough. He ain't afraid of nothing, and he's going to give him all he's got. And I tell you what, Nick's in for a challenge, a big challenge, and it's going to be one heck of a fight.
What's your thoughts on this Alito Ortiz and Epiphany match, Al?
Yeah. I don't know. But you remember.
What do you think about that, Mike? What do you think about Lita and
Say it again, Charles. What did you say, Charles?
I'm talking to Mike. Ask him what his ideas and thoughts were, or actually his thoughts on the Epiphany and Alito Ortiz.
Oh, Epiphany Alito Ortiz match?
Yeah. I asked you, but you couldn't hear me, so I switched it to Mike.
Okay. Your comments on the Alito Ortiz and Epiphany street fight match.
I tell you guys, that is going to be one heck of a match. They just touched on it the last time, and I want to see these two girls really get into it again. It's going to be a great match.
It's going to be tough. Like I said, Lita and Epiphany, both of them, even though they're both together on the Rich Revolution, they're both like against each other on. They're both wanting that title. So I tell you what, it's going to be one heck of a fight. The white thing about Ricky Morton, Charles coming back. I mean, one half to Rock and Roll Express.
No, I think it's really good, man. Like I said, I just saw Ricky a couple weeks ago. He ain't lost nothing. He's tougher than a junkyard dog, man. He eats nails and drinks gunpowder soup every morning when he gets up.
That's right.
Rich, like I said, Rich don't want to stick his nose into that one.
Yeah.
Darren Flynn better be on his A game that night.
What's that?
Gator McAllister and Darren better be on their A game that night.
Oh, definitely, because they got the half the Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton after him, and plus the Iron Man. You know, you put both those two together. I
want to tell you something. Have you seen that Iron Man? Look at that guy, man. He is shredded. He looks like a great guy, man. I mean, I wouldn't mess with him. I wouldn't mess with him if I had a ball bat and a pit bull.
Now, Mike, your comment on that one there, the Rock and Roll Express, Ricky Morton, and Iron Man going against Gator McAllister, Darren Flynn. What do you think? What do you think that could be on that?
Oh man, I tell you what, it's gonna be great to see Ricky Morton back in the ring again. I mean, I've watched him for years. Also, the Rock and Roll Express. I mean, come on, you know, it's they, like you said, Gator McAllister and Darren Flynn. They have got to be on their A game.
That's right. Hey, Charles.
Yo.
We've got another match added, and Mama Red said, you know this guy well, and so I want to have your comments on this guy here. We got a special referee match, which we don't know who the special referee is, but what it is, Chad Stallings is taking on a guy who's making both these guys are making their NFW debut. Chad Stallings is taking on Rudy Boy Gonzalez. Now,
well, let me tell you something, Chad Stallings. You're taking on me old amigo out of San Antonio, Texas. Now, I don't know if you people know about Rudy, but Rudy was Shawn Michaels and Jose Lothario's main trainer in that school. Rudy's trained such guys as Lance Cade, Daniel Bryan. I can go on and on, Paul London. List goes on. Rudy is one tough customer. I know my old amigo for a long time.
Yeah,
and I tell you what, Evansville, Indiana, get out. Get ready, because the Rudy boy is on his way. That's all I can tell you.
Oh, I can't wait. I heard a lot about him.
And that's Chad Stallings now. He's a tough guy, too. You can't cut him short, man. He's a tough guy. He'll do anything. You know, it kind of reminds me of Johnny Richards, man. He'll do anything it takes to win a match. So it's going to be a tough match. You got two tough guys. You got Chad and you got Rudy. So all I can tell you, it's going to be some kicking some booty.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. Like I said, I haven't had the chance to see Rudy Boy in person, but I heard a lot of things
about him. I'm going to see if I can get Rudy Boy to bring you some of them jalapenos he grows.
I'll have to talk to him about that then.
I'll get him to bring you some, man. They're so good.
Okay. After the matches, not before. Okay, hey Mike, here's one match now that was great. Our last event, Bobo Brazil Jr. was victorious over Vic in a tri-state title match. Now, he's getting his, he's got his rematch clause, so he's invoking his clause. He's going to have his rematch. So he's taking on Bobo Brazil Jr., Victor Bruiser Lewis versus Bobo Brazil Jr. in the last man standing match. What do you think about that?
Those guys, they went at it the last time, and they put on one heck of a match, and I don't see it being any different this time. It's going to be interesting to see who the last man standing will be.
What do you think about that match, Charles?
I think I want my belt back. If you remember last time,
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I was right next to you.
Beat poor Bobo with it. Lord have mercy. My pants taking on Phil fell down that night, Albert.
Oh, it surprised me, but I'll tell you what.
I had on my Loch Ness underwear that night, too.
Oh, yeah. I was right there. I
picked the Loch Ness monster on. They look like he's swimming.
Oh, mercy me. Okay, now another added match, which is going to be great. It's a Texas Tornado Tag Team match. It is Hardcore Cowboy Scotty Wolf and Big Bull Lee reunite to take on the team of Tebow and Baron Von Kane. What do you think?
Well, I'll tell you what, that's going to be a good one. Now, is that going to be a three-way?
No, it's Scotty Wolf and Big Bull Lee taking on Tebow and Baron Von Kane in a Texas Tornado Tag Team match.
Oh, Lord, man, I'm going to tell you what, man. That's going to be, man, I'm going to tell you what, that's going to be crazy because that Big Bull Lee, man, he's like a big old tugboat out there. I believe, man, you ever seen him eat? I saw him eat one night up at a truck stop.
Oh.
What his favorite meal is. 4 fried chickens, a large can of family size pork and beans, and 3 heads of cabbage. That boy's tough, man. If he don't beat him with his hands, he's going to gas him out there.
There you go. Yeah, it's definitely going to be a great match. You know, Baron Von Kane's a big guy, and but I tell you what.
Yes, he is big, Albert. I'm going to tell you what. And Tebow, man, that ring liable to fall down.
Oh. Oh, we got security there. But I tell you what, Charles, we've got some more matches. More matches. Stipulations will be announced soon, involving Brandon Espinoza, Ace Hawkins, J.P. Lightning, Shank the Freak Barzini, Canadian Kid, Tempest, the Texas Tornadoes, the Elements of Wrestling, Johnny Whiplash, and more. So I tell you what, Charles, it's going to be great. Now, as you know, also, Charles, each week we have the NFW Nation question or comment of the week. Since we have a Nation member here, NFW Nation member Mike Rohlman, I tell you what, I'm going to turn it over to him and let him make either a comment or question of the week. So, Mike, you got the mic, my friend.
Charles, I gotta say, I love that Gibson Les Paul you got, and you played some wicked blues last week, and you know I bow to you, sir. That was just awesome.
Oh, well, thank you.
I tell you what, it was. I loved just like the beginning of it. You know, Tommy Charles singing the NFW Nation Blues. I tell you what, Mike. Before we end this, over the end of the matches. Anything you want to say to I know the NFW Nation will be watching this. Children Revolution will be watching this. Johnny Richards will be watching this. So if there's anything you want to add before we spread the love?
You know, you guys lost at the reception, the picnic.
Yeah, I love it.
You know, and I've heard some whining. I've read some whining online. And even this past week by one of your friends. You know, guys, give it up, okay?
There you go.
We rule.
Now, hey, Charles.
Yes, sir.
NFW presents Revolution Rules, Saturday, August 11th at the Evansville Metro Sports Center, 5820 Metro Drive here in Evansville, Indiana. Is there anything else you want to say before we spread the love?
I just want to say, man, thank you very much, Mike, for coming and being on our show.
Right. Yeah, thank you.
I had a problem hearing you there. I don't know what the deal was, but we'll get you back again. And I also want to thank Mama Rich for all that she did and the great interview she did a couple weeks ago. I'm so glad that Johnny's on his cruise or whatever. And now I want to ask you a question. How's married life treating you?
Again, like I said, Rich Revolution Lumberjack match.
Albert.
I'm sorry, Charles. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Fred. Go ahead.
I said, how's married life treating you?
Oh, it's doing great. I'm sorry. It's doing great. I love it.
And how's the wife?
I've been blessed. We're having a great time. We had a great time in Nashville last week. Thank you for inviting us. Oh, we loved it.
How's the wife doing, Albert?
And things are back in order. We're doing good. We're doing great.
Albert, why you can't save me?
What's that?
Well, I keep asking you, how is the wife?
Oh, how's the wife? Oh, she's great. She's great.
Well, good.
Back to work and doing great.
And how's the pups doing?
How's who?
The doggies.
The doggy. Oh, you mean Teddy Bear?
The dog, yeah. How's the dog doing? Is he liking his new surroundings?
Oh, he's spoiled. He's spoiled. He's got two buddies, Spunky and Rocky. He loves every bit of it.
There you go.
Oh, but it's great. It's great. You know, I can't wait to August 11th also. I mean, you know, we're going to have a great event. Like I said, we got the NFW champion, Flash Flanagan, taking on Nick Dinsmore in the Rich Revolution Lumberjack match. We got the dog collar match. We got the women's champion street fight. We got the no count match. Rick Morton's making his, you know, is coming back to NFW. And we got the special referee match, last man standing match, Texas Tornado match. We got them all, Charles. I tell you what, NFW presents Revolution Rules Saturday, August 11th, 5820 Metro Sports Center, 5820 Metro Drive at the Evansville, Indiana Metro Sports Center. Bell time is 7:30 p.m. Again, Mike, thank you very much. It's a pleasure and honor to have you here. And I'll tell you what, Charles, if you want to go ahead and spread the love, my friend, it's all yours.
Alrighty, Albert, just remember, LFW Nation, don't fight amongst yourself. Leave the fight in the Big Al and me and Mike, because we know what we're doing. Just remember, don't fight, spread the love. See you, Albert. Later, Mike.
Good night, everybody. Take care.